what we're doing right now is we're going and we're going to figure out how much ash has been distributed nationwide by this giant volcano. Now, you'll notice off to the side here that, let's see, change the drill menu. There we go. If you notice up the side here that there's a color coded that indicates the depth at which each of these rings indicates that the depth of ash has been deposited. So, if we are going to start with the outside here, and what we're going to do is we're going to use Google Earth. Yeah, I think that's something different. Google Earth. And we're going to estimate a path around the outside here and all the way around here. And what we're going to do is we're going to essentially get ourselves a circle. Now, a circle with any kind of thickness is referred to as a cylinder. So, even though the thickness here is very thin, if we look at it kind of from the side, the thickness here is from 5 to 10 millimeters. Now, that's a very large size and a very small thickness there. So, say 5 to 10. So, in this case, maybe we'll take 7 as the average there. Now, how do we do this? Now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to find the area, actually the circumference first, and we'll use Google Earth, the path tool, to find the circumference. And if you remember correctly, the circumference is all the way around the outside. Now, once we've got that, we've got circumference, we can multiply that times the thickness, and that's where this comes in. So, let's say, for example, we've got let's say circumference of, let's say, 7,000, and because our numbers here are millimeters, let's check and see if we can do millimeters. But I think what we're going to do is meters. So 7,000 meters. That's going to be a lot larger than that, because if it was miles, it would be huge. So let's do that right now. I'm going to guess 7 billion. That's a lot. 7 billion meters. Now, let's switch back over to Google Earth. Now, if your computer, your Google Chromebook, does not have the path tool, then you can feel free to use the computer up in the front. That way you can get access to it and do your own measurements. So, here we are. We're going to get the unit here, and we're going to go with meters. And we're going to go with path, length in meters. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and simulate, basically, how big that circle was. Now, it doesn't have to be exact. We're just trying to get ourselves a basic idea of just how much ash has been distributed all the way across the United States. Now, click there at the end. The link, look at that. We're looking at about 10.4 million meters. That's a lot of meters. 10.4, we'll go 10.42. 10.42 meters. 10.42. That was off a little bit. So in actuality, it's 10,400,000, and we're kind of estimating here. But everything has to be in the same unit, otherwise we can't do any math with it. So 10,420 million meters, and now the thickness. Now you remember that was 7 millimeters. Now millimeters is not the same as meters, so we've got to change those. So in order, before we can do any sort of math, we've got to make sure the units are the same. So we're going to change millimeters into meters. Now that means that it's going to change to 0.0. I believe that's a little bit too small. So we got to see 3. There's 1,000 millimeters in a meter, so that's 3 decimal places. So we got 7, and that's 1, 2, 3. So that looks like 2 zeros out in front. Okay, just making sure. So we got 0.007 meters, and that's a thickness right there. So now I'm going to crank up the calculator, and we're going to do this at 10,420,000. That's a lot. And then we're going to multiply that against 0.007. That's 007. That means that because this is an area unit, that's going to be squared. And then a meter squared times another meters is meters cubes. And that's going to give us, that's a 2. That's going to give us a volume of all that ash. And that's for the light canary yellow layer. So the answer for that would be 72,940 cubic meters. That's a lot. An enormous amount. Now, we've found the canary yellow layer right there. Your job is to find the rest of them. Add them all up. That's just the fancy Greek letter for sum. You're going to sum them all up, and that gets yourself a total. And then that's what goes in your agent training netbook. Well, not netbook, notebook, the ATN. That should do it. Now, if you got any questions, go ahead and ask that bloke in the back. You know, the director guy.